All right, guys, in today's video, we're gonna look at the Concept 2 rower and why it's the king of all cardio equipment. All right, guys, in today's video, we're gonna discuss basically why I really enjoy the row machine in comparison to other fitness cardio equipment and what I really enjoy about the row machine. So with that, I'm gonna cover a little bit of the small things of why I choose the row machine over treadmills, ellipticals, bikes, and all of other kind of fitness equipment and cardio machines. The biggest first thing is that the majority of people do a lot of running on treadmills, a lot of ellipticals, stair machines, bikes. And the biggest thing for me is that I love the fact that the row machine has a component of strength and conditioning to it. There's a lot to the row machine that is kind of a good and a bad thing about the row machine is that it does take a lot of form and technique. And unfortunately for novices, that's not a good thing because they don't know how to row and there's potential for injury. But there's so much more long-term benefit with the row machine because it incorporates so much more strength training into your cardiovascular movements. So with that, I want to just delve into a few different points of really why I like the row machine. And the first big thing is that it's a posterior chain exercise, which basically means that it's going to use my complete backside of my body for the movement. So I'm going to incorporate my glutes, I'm going to incorporate my hamstrings, my upper back, and also my biceps into the pull. And with it, it is a chain or a kinetic exercise, meaning that it's going to start with the lower body and then build into the upper body. And it's going to incorporate a full body movement. And I really enjoy it for Americans specifically because we tend to really focus on anterior exercises. And that's bad for us Americans because we already sit so much. We are already on our phones so much. And we become so kind of like, like internally and like front dominant. And we really become into that kind of lordotic curve as far as with that upper spine. And with the row machine, if we do it properly, it should open up and strengthen the muscles of the posterior thoracic along with our hips and our legs and all of those movements. So that's really in a nutshell why I recommend the row machine in comparison to those other movements. But the row machine is going to also burn a ton of calories. It's going to be something that is extremely challenging, but that is also an unfortunate thing for some people. Some people don't like to work hard. Some people don't like a challenge. And unfortunately, if you don't like that, then the row machine probably isn't for you because there is more skill involved and it is going to be more metabolically challenging or cardiovascularly challenging in that aspect. So I want to make sure that you guys have those ideas in mind. But if you're looking for more results, if you're looking for better weight loss, stronger body, more lean body, the row machine is a great fitness cardio equipment for you. So as we delve into the rower, I'm going to basically talk a little bit about the finer points of the rower. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over to the rower now, and I'll kind of touch base on a few of those little minor things on the rower. So first thing with the row machine is you'll see that I chose the Concept 2 rower. And the biggest thing with the Concept 2 rower is that it is just a beast of a row machine. You'll see a lot of other row machines. They're just small and they don't take up as much room. They're, less cumbersome. But with this row machine, there's so many positives to this row machine, the Concept 2 rower, that I really wouldn't go any other route. The biggest first thing is that it's really the gold standard for row machines when it comes to rowing competitively, the CrossFit games. So if you're wanting to be competitive in any aspect, this is the rower you need to have. Now, most people in their at-home gyms, I would more recommend getting this rower just because it's going to last you a lifetime, and you're probably also going to hand it off to your children and your kids. and you're really not probably going to have to do really any maintenance except for oiling the chain. All right, there are a few benefits to this rower, and the first one that you'll see is that as I move it away, I can simply tip the rower up, and I can basically put it away for storage. It is about 7 feet tall, okay, so that's something that is a hard thing for some people's small basements, but you'll see how easy it is to move. It is very light. The rail, I believe, is made out of aluminum and everything here, but as we kind of go into it, the big thing with this row machine is that the display is superb. You can connect it to your heart rate monitor, you can connect it to online, you can track things, and it's really the only thing that if you are doing competitive rowing online, that you can actually compete and do things based off of your PM5, which is this monitor. So if you come in closely, I'll kind of just describe the monitor a little bit more. First thing, as you'll see, is the lit up display, and I really enjoy that because there are plenty of times that we row here outside and it's a little bit darker as well, but you'll see quite a few different options. The first thing you'll see is that there's a memory. It will log all of your workouts. There are games, different workouts, and then if you hit just row, that'll just take you simply into your rowing session. But if I take it back and hit select workout, you'll see a ton of just different workouts that I can program in a new workout. I can go and look at my past rows and just re-row any of those ones that I programmed in the past. And then there's also a custom list of one that I love specifically is a 30-30, and it'll count your rounds for you, and it'll basically give you a 30-second work, 30-second rest ratio with that one. But if I go back again, there's another standard list as well that'll basically give me just different distances as far as overall, and then another interval of that 500 meter to 1 minute rest. So another reason why I love the Concept 2 rower, but the biggest thing as I discuss the Concept 2 rower a little bit more in depth is really that it's just, there's no other rower that's quite like this row machine. But if you were to get a cheaper rower, something else that doesn't have this quite of great display, something that's cheaper, great, like get into something and start doing something. You can buy a simple timer to go with it. You can log and track your own workouts. It's really not about that because this rower is about $1,100, and there is a Concept 2 Model D that's about $900, $950, and that one's a little bit shorter, and it doesn't have as many kind of braces or supports in the front or the back. It just basically has one support down at the bottom. And the only reason I would go with something more like this is if you're a little bit more competitive, and also if you want a really sturdy rower. The other ones, sometimes you will notice that it kind of like shifts a little bit, but I've never seen them break. Even where me, myself, and like other really big competitive athletes will just rip the thing apart, and really like you don't ever break it. And that's one thing that I will touch base on, is that I have used water rowers and other rowers, and if you just crank on them and really push the intensity for the pull, or kind of the strength training portion of the row machine, really unfortunately you have the ability to break the machine, and then you might have to purchase a bunch more machines overall. So with that, the biggest thing that as far as overall with the row machine is that I really want to talk about making sure that you guys are investing into something that's going to last you a long time overall, and also something that is going to keep you exercising more long term. Okay, so the first big thing that I want to talk about with that is really when it comes to any cardio piece or of equipment, when you're purchasing your first piece of equipment, find something that you like to do, okay? And one thing I will talk about real briefly is the ski erg as well. Concept 2 is really good about coming out with products that are really well designed, and they really never have to like remake it. I want to make sure that you guys like purchase something that it's like, I only have to purchase it once and I never have to purchase it again, okay? I really love to put money into things that are valuable and not have to like buy like 10 rowers over 10 years because I like busted it, it broke, I had to buy a new one, and you're out of commission for a few weeks. Just buy something at the forefront that's really nice, and Concept 2 has really done well with all of their products, and I'd really like to test out their bike erg. That will be something hopefully that I get down the road as far as to test and see what that feels like. All right guys, so biggest thing I want to end with is why again I recommend the row machine. I really love the strength training component of the row machine and really adding that into your cardiovascular repertoire. And then I also enjoy the row machine because it's so small, it's so lightweight, and that is also something that is a great posterior exercise for a lot of Americans overall. Lastly, I love what Concept 2 has done with the row machine and made it just a amazing cardio equipment that's pretty inexpensive in comparison to a treadmill or a stair mill or a lot of other equipment that's out there. And really any of their equipment I would trust. I haven't tested the bike erg yet, but I've heard amazing things about it. So just wanted to get together with you guys today for that. And thanks for tuning in today, guys. And don't be afraid to subscribe below, and then also leave some comments and letting us know what other future content you guys would like to see as far as us installing that ski erg for future videos. And make sure to comment and let us know what else you guys enjoyed about this video today too. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, guys.